Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Terry Gardner from CJ Lawrence, a division of Apollon Wealth, coming to you on Monday, the 24th of November, here from the South Shore of Long Island. You could see the top of the Fire Island Lighthouse right there. Some fishing boats off over my left shoulder. And I want to come to you today to discuss what we always do at this time of year, which is the American Farm Bureau's Thanksgiving Dinner Price Index. But I want to first talk a little bit about earnings and the outlook and the backdrop for the current market, because we've faced a little bit of choppiness in the recent markets. Some volatility has returned, but it's really driven by sentiment and rotation within the market. The earnings picture is really quite supportive of higher stock prices. If you look at the 4-year period that we're currently in, including 2024 and the current year 2025, which we're about to complete, the outlook for 2026 and 2027, we're in a 4-year period where we've got consecutive double-digit earnings growth for all 4 years. We've not seen that in the S&P 500, with the exception perhaps of a year or two when we've been recovering or coming out of recession and getting back to baseline. So a very strong earnings outlook for the remainder of the year. Take that into context with current interest rate environment and the current inflation environment, and I think it's pretty supportive of stock prices here. From a inflation perspective, headline CPI for the fourth quarter is around 2.9%. 40-year average is 2.81. So we're really in the ballpark of historic averages. And from an interest rate perspective, the current interest rate on the 10-year U.S. 10-year Treasury, 4.06 this morning, versus a 40-year average of 4.74. So we're below average there. If we went back even further into the early 80s, into the 70s, that average would even be meaningfully higher. So a pretty good backdrop for stock prices here. The inflation outlook transitioning to turkeys, well, turkeys are down 16% in terms of prices this year, not in terms of pounds. So the American Farm Bureau's, the American Farm Bureau Federation's annual Thanksgiving Dinner Price Index is favorable this year. The average price of your Thanksgiving dinner for 10 people is going to be down about 5% from last year, driven, as I mentioned, by lower turkey prices, which are 16% below where they were last year. What else is favorable on the price index? Dinner rolls are down 14.5%, and stuffing is down 9%. So don't hold back on the carbs this year. Meanwhile, the veggie category is not particularly favorable. Higher prices are being experienced with vegetables, carrots and celery in particular. So just avoid them. Who needs carrots and celery, right? They're up 61% this year. Sweet potatoes up 37%. You're already getting your starch from the bread, so you can pass on the sweet potatoes. And peas, skip them. They're up 17% this year. So the bottom line is, and in summary, the earnings are up. The interest rate and inflation picture is somewhat benign, and your Thanksgiving turkey dinner will be cheaper than it was last year. All a pretty good outlook. So from our family at CJ Lawrence, a division of Apollon Wealth, to yours, happy Thanksgiving.